Hi, it's Jeff again, and we're going to talk about mothers. And that's one of the things I always love to do is happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I love to do that. So that's what we're going to talk about. Here we go. Hi, it's Jeff again with my newer hat because I have a number of hats, but this is the newest one at this point right now. So Mother's Day is coming, and I'm probably going to miss posting it this time. It's close to Mother's Day. And my mom and I have had a pretty good relationship, but sometimes it's tough. I mean, I think getting along with mothers is tough sometimes. And, but moms kind of give you, in my experience, sort of a little more leeway. Dad is a tough one. Dad is the disciplinarian and he puts his line in the sand and this and that, digs his feet in and all this. But moms, I think, kind of understand a little more about life and kind of how to relate to things. I know there's tough moms out there. Get it. Totally understand. But my mom grew up very churchy, and it has been a very difficult thing for her to kind of navigate those waters going forward. And so she and my dad got divorced mid 70s. And one of the things was, it's interesting how when things go south, sometimes rules get a little iffy. And so movies were verboten in our early house. And as a matter of fact, there's only a few certain times that I remember watching television here and there. So, but I remember after the divorce, mom took me to see Jaws, which was a huge, big deal. And I remember the first time I actually went to go see a movie under the care and eye of my dad was with a church group, little kids that they took them to go see a G-rated movie. And my dad was like, I don't know. It's, God might, look out from heaven and see you in the theater and then that would be it or whatever. But it was How to Frame a Fig with Don Knotts. That's the one he was like, I don't know, man, Don Knotts. It's like, come on, man. And I remember going into the theater, it was like I was breaking all kinds of rules. And I looked up on the wall and I saw Poseidon Adventure coming soon. And I went, oh man, I want to see that. It's an upside down boat. This is incredible. Maybe Jonah's in there, the water with the whale or something. Man, that's incredible. So mom, after the divorce, she found a way to go take me to go see Jaws. That was a great, great thing. That was the first thing. And the second thing, later on, years later, she took me to go see Star Wars. That changed everything for me. And so, see, that's what I'm trying to say is dad was more stringent, or mom was a little more flexible. And mom would, discipline me, but it was different. It was different. And the greatest thing about my mom is that she told me, she goes, I will never allow you to disrespect me. But if we have a discussion about something I told you not to do and you did, you could always express yourself to me, and I will always allow you to do that. But don't do it disrespectfully. That the way that she handled me with that was the best thing in the world, because it taught me to express myself so that I didn't just, shut up and take it all, but I could say, I just don't think it's fair because of da 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 da. And she goes, I told you not to do thus and so. And that's why you're on restriction. Yeah, but Bobby's having a party and there's going to be, bobbing for apples. He goes, I don't care. You should have thought about that. But so she listened to me. And it was just, I really, really, really appreciate that to her, from her. And so as we got older, it's interesting. This is my experience. I think moms in general do this, is they pull what I call the mom card. And I'm not, they throw the mom card. Whenever they don't get their way, they'll say, I didn't raise you that way. And they try, and the guilt thing is like, and I've had to mention a little bit, I'm not 15 anymore. I'm not 12 anymore. I'm in my own family now. And that was another great bit of advice, is the most important part of when you take a step out from being a child and you become an adult and you begin to live your life. When you have your own family, significant other, and maybe children, maybe not, but that's your family. And you don't let anyone else into that family. You protect it with your life. And so I understood that. And so there's all these other pressures and all these other things that try and crouch in. And I said, no, you're not, no, this is my circle, my family in here. That's it. And part of the trouble is growing up in a post-divorce home is there's all these kind of red flags that mom has had along the way. And it's just, there's a lot. There's a lot of things. And so when I became less churchy, and she kind of does her best to kind of hold on to her churchiness, I'm making up a lot of words now, is there is some difficulty. And being an adult child of a parent can be tough, because they try to say, I didn't raise you that way. And I'm like, but I'm me now. You probably didn't, but it's just, that's not it. And so it's tough. It is really tough. But, and, there can be different situations. Well, I wouldn't have done that, or I wouldn't have done that, made that decision. And then I return with, but I did. And that's what I decided. And there's always not always, but there can be this struggle. And, but you love your parents for the most part. You love your mom, and you look back on those good times. And as your parent or your mom gets older, sometimes what they hold on to are the bad decisions, the bad memories, the bad whatever. And I choose to look on the good memories. Remember the fun stuff we had when we went down to Newport Beach, and we had those Pringle chips and listening to the Beach Boys in the car, and it's like, no, I remember how your dad left me. And it's like, okay, fair enough. That's true. That did happen. But it's just, man, it's tough. And so navigating the waters of being an adult child of your aging elderly parent can be difficult. Wow, another tough one. But, that's kind of what this YouTube channel is for. So I put it to you, the viewer. What is it like for you? Some people, sadly, don't have any parents at all. And they've gone on and passed away for whatever reason and however. And sometimes they regret. I should have done this. I should have said this. I should have whatever, and COVID and different things and cancer and different ways parents are taken from the kids. And so I want to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comment section about what it's like in your situation growing up with your parents or your parent, and how you navigate that, what that's like. So if you like stories like this, wow, then you're my people. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I buy new hats and all that. So if you like stories like this, please like and subscribe this video, and also share it on to people that you also feel will like it as well. And there's a lot more coming. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. See ya. Bye.